And for more on this SEC clash, let's bring in the Bear, Chris Fallica, and also college football analyst Greg McElroy. Thanks for taking the time, fellas. Greg, we'll start with you. Bama laying over 2 touchdowns at the Swamp. Do the Gators have enough to at least keep this game close?
I believe they do. Now, it's really imperative on how they start the game. So if you're feeling good about the Gators taking the 15.5 points, 14.5 points, wherever you're getting it, I would also suggest taking the Gators in the first half, because I think getting off to a fast start for the Gators is absolutely crucial to make sure that home environment is engaged, to make sure that Alabama, going on the road to a hostile environment for the first time, make sure that they're feeling the pressure. And I, for one, was in the stands last week actually calling the game between Texas and Arkansas. I saw a young quarterback in Hudson Card go on the road and was actually affected by the environment. Bryce Young's a second-year player, too. Can he potentially be affected by what the Swamp might have for him on Saturday afternoon? We'll find out. But I look at Dan Mullen's track record against Nick Saban. He's 3-2 against the spread since 2014. I think this is a little bit too much. We've taken too much of a hard look at Florida and said, you know what, they don't have enough pieces offensively to keep up. Dan Mullen's a smart enough offensive mind to create enough problems defensively for Alabama. So I would take the points, but I certainly think that anytime you bet against Bama, you're playing with fire.
Yeah, you raised a lot of good points. I was going to ask you, I think just how they was such a beatdown against Miami. I feel like there's a tax on this Bama team because we haven't seen Bryce Young in a hostile environment. Bear, are you planning on getting your paws wet in this one?
I do not want to get in front of the Alabama train in this game. If I had to play something, I might look at a Florida team total on going under. Even without Will Anderson for Alabama, I think defensively they're going to do enough. Look, Emory Jones is struggling throwing the ball. How well is Anthony Richardson, the freshman quarterback? How healthy is his hamstring? We know Nick Saban's track record against young quarterbacks. Look, I can't see Florida, as much as I respect Dan Mullen and his ability to generate matchups and get different pieces involved. I don't think they score very many points in this game. So if I'm getting involved in here at all, it's a Florida team total play.
Greg, obviously you know that there's no Georgia on the schedule for Bama. We're not really sure about A&M, although they do have to go to College Station. Is there a team that can beat Bama in this regular season run? Because they're only 2-1 to win it all.
Yeah, I actually think that this is probably their biggest test right now with what transpired last week for Texas A&M. Zach Calzada now in for the injured Haynes King. I don't know if Calzada is dynamic enough to potentially give Alabama fits defensively. I also saw, too, the offensive line for Texas A&M. My goodness, that was supposed to be a strength of their team. Was not the case last week against a Colorado group that's far from star-studded. So I thought that was going to be the toughest test. I'm not so sure anymore. I think, like what Bear said, if Richardson's healthy at quarterback for Florida, if Emory Jones can quit turning the football over, if Dan Mullen can game plan the way he has traditionally game planned, I think this is the toughest test for the Crimson Tide right now on that regular season schedule.
All right, though, Mullen, though, 0-10, straight up, at least against Nick Saban. All right, much more from both of you coming up throughout the show.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.